Hey everyone, we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Lumen here on the daily time frame to start it off, and we'll zoom in. So we're consolidating in the entire cryptocurrency space pretty much. We're seeing the 4-hour uptrend being lost in the video that we did, might have even been yesterday, but probably 2 days ago, where we were highlighting the loss of 4-hour higher lows as a bearish entry point. So we'll go through these trades and imagine that we are in them, and that is going to be our practice in hindsight. If we are bullish, we are looking for a change in trend on the 4-hour time frame to give us a clear daily higher low. Anything above 6106 for Bitcoin is a higher low, keeping those bulls in full control. So we still have a lot of space to work with, but the size of the pullback that we've seen at this point will likely mean that a tightening range is coming. The pullback and then continuation move is less likely due to the size of the pullback at this point. So we zoom into the 4-hour time frame. Bitcoin lost the 4-hour higher low pattern right here at 6663. And if you wanted to be more cautious, you waited till 6628. And on both of those instances, you're in a profitable trade. So you enter on the break of support and you exit if the 4-hour lower highs break. So at that point, when both of these entry signals triggered, our new lower high was 6716. So at that point, we say, all right, we will exit if 6716 breaks. And then we can manage our trade when we see another lower high and lower low form on this weak bounce attempt. That's a new stop level. I can move down my stop to, if the 4-hour trend breaks, 66, it's 65, no it's not, 66.55 is now the new level. So at this point, if you made an entry on the initial bear break, you are at a break-even stop loss. And that's using the trend in your favor, because in order for you to stop out, it means that the lower highs on the 4-hour time frame had broken, and it's likely that the daily higher low has been established. And if you had entered on the second, more cautious break, you still have a small amount at risk, but again, it's a very small loss. So that is how you lock up your trade, in the sense that you have absolutely nothing to worry about as a bear right now. And we have clear lower highs and lower lows on any bounce attempt. Anything under 66.55 is just a lower high. The next clear 4-hour support is down at 63.37. There's nothing nearby. So the bears are pretty comfortable. Exponential moving averages close to a bear cross, and the bears have control. I would be watching the 4-hour time frame. When this bounce was playing out, we saw the hourly oversold bounce get a higher low and some follow through. And I zoomed out and I said, it is less likely that this is a 4-hour bear flag, but it is still possible. And then if you looked at Ethereum and Ripple, it was a much weaker 4-hour bounce, and both of them looked much more like a bear flag than Bitcoin did. So you have to take that into consideration and say, all right, even if Bitcoin doesn't look exactly like a bear flag, all the other names do, so we have to be cautious if we do see the market fade back down, because the correlations are so strong to each other. So Ethereum pulling back, the daily inside bar bear break was a bearish entry signal. The loss of the 4-hour higher low was up here. It happened on the same candlestick, whether you are aggressive or cautious. 237.10 or 232.67. And the same instance now where we can move our lower high. And look at that perfect previous support, back test of resistance, rejection. So support 237.10. We bounce. We set a lower high at 236.88, rejecting from previous support, and then dropping down to a lower low. So if you are in this trade, same thing. You would have exited if the 4-hour lower highs broke. They did not. We have a new lower high, so we move our stop loss level down, and every bear in this trade is profitable from this point right now. Support levels from here, I'm looking down at 221 as the next support that the bulls are going to look to try and maintain. And then there's a lack of support after 221. Anything under 236.88 is just a lower high on the 4-hour time frame. On to Ripple. You can see we're doing the same thing for everybody. So after I do my first analysis on Bitcoin or SPY or CGC, whatever sector I'm looking at, the sector leader, it makes all the analysis go much quicker, because I'm just applying everything that I just did, but making small tweaks and just writing down different numbers. So the daily time frame inside bar bear break was 55. We pulled back significantly from then. So pulling back to find the daily higher low, there is a bullish entry approaching in Ripple soon, and it's not here yet. But we're going to look for a change in trend. The first signal would be a change in trend on the hourly. A more cautious signal would be a change in trend on the 4-hour. But we know a daily higher low is going to form from this pullback. And then on the bounce from that daily higher low, we will likely see a solid 10 to 20%. So it is worth keeping an eye out for. At this point, the loss of the 4-hour higher lows gave an even better signal, because things were tighter. And when they're tighter, you have less risk. So at this point, if I make a bearish entry on a loss of the 4-hour higher lows of 555, and then my stop's right here at 58.4, and then we dump down, and now it's very easy to be ensuring a profitable trade as we dump down to lower lows. There's a lack of support nearby as we broke this support, the low of consolidation. You can see no clear support nearby. Bears are comfortable. New resistance looking in the 53 range right here. So again, bears in full control with the lower high, lower low 4-hour pattern. That pattern has to change for the daily higher low to be established for the bulls. XLM on the daily, still looking for a higher low to form. Anything above 23 will do it to keep those bulls in control. The 4-hour time frame is a lower high, lower low pattern, and we pulled back, breaking the support level of 252. So for this one, it was a little bit more tricky in the sense that it's a little bit delayed in terms of its consolidation. You could say break at this level would be a bearish entry, 27. That's because we saw healthy consolidation, absolutely no follow through on the bounce, and then continuation down. And then we set a lower high at 2785. So that's a new resistance level now. And as far as support goes, it's 2469 and then down to that 23 level. So not as clear of a signal as an entry on the 4-hour time frame for XLM as compared to the other three names, but certainly still in consolidation mode and has to change the trend on the 4-hour for our daily higher low to be established. So that's where we stand for everybody, and it's bears in control for now. If we see a significant pullback from here, again, the daily equilibrium will be the most likely play, with a daily higher low forming and then a lower high forming on the bounce attempt, and that could keep us in this pattern into early October, and the pattern, of course, referring to the weekly time frame. So we are consolidating. It may be our lower high now at 68.23, but I'm not confident on the daily that it's our lower high until we see a bounce attempt, a lower high, and then we lose the higher lows. That would tell me, all right, our weekly lower high has now been established, and the weekly chart is that much tighter now. So I appreciate you watching. Hope you all continue to do good things out there. Gave a big tip today for good eye contact. So it doesn't take a whole lot, but continue to do those good things out there and ripple those effects, and hopefully that person will continue to make good eye contact and smile with people and will I don't know what I'm saying. So that's all I got for tonight. I'm tired. We got Iceland here, pretty much heading back from the island and landing on the South Shore and seeing some of the incredible slopes and farms and animals, sheeps. Have a good night.